Welcome to my How Healthy Are You weekly educational podcast. My name is Dr. Thomas Brewer. I'm a PhD chemist and nutritional blood microscopist. Today is Monday, February 7th, 2022, and this is podcast number 116. This podcast is going to be on Resveratrol. I'm sure a lot of you have seen a 60 Minutes segment that talked about resveratrol and how great it was. And it turns out this is a really big scam. And there's a few of these out there. This one is pretty noteworthy. So a little bit of history. You can find resveratrol in wine and, of course, grapes, which make wine, peanuts, chocolate, and also you can buy it as a nutritional supplement. Now we're going to learn it's completely useless, and therefore there's no reason to buy it as a supplement, and anyone selling it as a supplement is scamming you. So if we start with the wine as a source for resveratrol, and this is what was talked about on 60 Minutes, alcohol is technically a neurotoxin. It can cause brain damage, and that is why it's something you minimize. If you want to drink it, fine, but it is not healthy for us, right? It's also an addictive carcinogen, so it's been linked to cancer. So I'm not saying to stop drinking. I'm just saying it's not that good for you. In fact, it isn't good for you at all. Now, this 60 Minutes segment talked about what's called the French paradox. And this French paradox means moderate drinking is supposedly good for you as long as you don't damage your liver. So 1 to 2 drinks per day, and especially if it's red wine, you will get this resveratrol benefit. And that's why the French and the Mediterranean climates live longer and they have less heart disease. But it's totally untrue. Red wine and even resveratrol itself has nothing to do with heart disease. There is no link. It is a complete hoax. Now, there's been about 20 years of research on this subject of resveratrol, and during those 20 years, 10,000 research or scientific papers have been published. But resveratrol has no biological effect on humans, which means it does nothing. Now, the studies that have been published were on animals. So there's been no effect, no biological effect in humans, and that's been 20 years of research. But where there was an effect was animals. But the dosage equivalent would be something like this. They're insane amounts. You would have to drink 5,000 glasses of red wine per day to see the effect that was found in animals. So that's just ridiculous research numbers. There's no link to humans. If we equate it to chocolate, you would have to eat 2,000 pounds of chocolate per day. Now, maybe that would be fun to do, but I don't think you'd be feeling so good. Or even if you could do this, 2,000 pounds of chocolate per day to get this equivalent dosage of resveratrol that was done with animals. So it's completely useless research results on animals, and there's been no effect found in humans. Now, what happened with all this? Well, one of the leading researchers in resveratrol research, he was arrested and found that he was falsifying data. So he's in a lot of trouble. Now, what should you do? It is absolutely much better to just eat whole foods, right? So if you want to eat grapes, not for the small amount of resveratrol, but for all of the enzymes and the vitamins and the minerals found in whole foods, such as whole fruits and vegetables. Get your nutrition from food, but make sure you digest, metabolize, and eliminate your meals. That's the bottom line. Get your nutrition from food. Now, the way to digest and metabolize and eliminate your meals, and all three are important. You don't want to just be able to digest. You want to be able to absorb the nutrients and eliminate the waste from everything you eat, and that's where enzymes come in. Enzymes are not nutrients. They're found in food, but we make fewer and fewer as we age, particularly after the age of 25. So we want to completely digest, completely metabolize, and completely eliminate our foods. One other thing, food, not juices, for nutrition. So we eat whole foods for nutrition. Juices are for cleansing and healing. That's why I do the celery juice in the morning. I talked about that previously. Juices, especially the celery juice, they're for cleansing. And really the only juice I consume is that celery juice in the morning on an empty stomach. That is for cleansing and healing. That is not for nutrition. For nutrition, you want foods. Now, you can use a blender because a blender just replaces your teeth for digestion. So therefore, it just makes it easier to consume food when it's blended. You don't have to chew it, essentially. Now, resveratrol supplements are absolutely a complete waste of money. If you're taking them, you're just wasting your money. Stop buying them. And any manufacturer that sells resveratrol, I would question their motives and their morals. Okay. There is no podcast next week. I want everyone to enjoy their Valentine's Day. So next Monday is February 14th. If you enjoy these weekly podcasts, please like and subscribe or just let me know. And as always, thanks for listening.